Hi.
Hi, welcome to a very special episode of the Kitchen and Jorn Show.
This is where I confront Kristin for stealing my glasses.
I'm sorry. We're wearing
I had these first.
We're wearing the same
She couldn't
glasses.
think of an idea, so she copied me.
I'm sorry. I thought they were really cute. Okay.
Yeah, they are really cute.
Jen's here. Jen's doing sound.
Hi.
Today we are going to be talking about something that I feel like we talk about all the time, but now we're doing it for a video.
Yeah.
And that is our major wedding regrets. Whenever people ask me for advice on a wedding, and now that, because we got married 6 years ago.
6 years ago, we just had our anniversary 2 weeks ago.
6 years ago. So like enough time has passed where like the minutia of it has sort of faded away, and the stuff that I still think about is like, it's there. I will say anyone who's had a wedding will tell you, everyone has some regrets about their wedding. I feel like a lot of people want to get through their wedding without having any regrets, and it's like, you're gonna have some regrets. Guess what? You're gonna be like, oh, that choice?
It was poor.
It was poor.
Yeah, it was.
I know, Jen actually wasn't at our wedding. Jen was in Japan. Jen was invited, but she was in Japan.
Yeah, can't believe you would choose an amazing trip over standing on a building, on the top of a building in LA.
Sorry.
It's okay. We're still getting over it.
I feel like you actually have no regrets about our wedding.
I got one.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's the big, there's the big one. Besides that one.
Besides the fact that I wore the wrong clothes, I generally don't really have a lot of regrets. The only regret I can really think of is that we had a photo booth, but never actually got the pictures from it.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even add that to my list.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
so,
was-
you know, you gotta make sure that you follow up with all of your vendors.
We did mess that up. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right. Okay,
yeah.
I'm sure we'll both think of more things we regret as we go on. Those pictures are just
They're just
lost
gone.
to time. They're just gone.
We had the actual printed out strip. We just don't have the files of everyone's.
Yeah. Oh well. I should start by saying, obviously, we had a lovely wedding. We love that so many people traveled to visit us. It was really fun and good.
Yeah.
Like this is just things that I'm thinking of that might be helpful to others with regards to my regrets. We could do a video about things I liked about my wedding, but that's not very interesting. And
I
it will
don't
be-
even want to hear that.
It will be much longer, and I just you don't care about that. That's. Just assume if I don't talk about it in this video, I don't regret it. I'm gonna start this with a regret that I have that was a mistake that I made.
Oh.
The rare Kristin L. So I did not have a plan, or at least I did not know what the plan was to clean up at the end of the wedding.
Yeah, we kind of assumed that someone would take care of that and that someone would not be the bride.
Well, no, it didn't end up being me.
Well, of course
It wasn't
not.
me.
Of course. I mean,
But-
I'm not saying it was you specifically doing the cleaning up, but like, we thought it was, yeah.
We had.
So did the event end and then the shopkeepers say to you, all right, grab a mop, idiots? Like,
No.
No.
So you actually bring a lot of stuff to a wedding, right? You bring like makeup and guest books and changes of shoes and robes and like
A big stupid bird cage for everyone to leave cards in.
yeah, like stuff like that, and we exchanged giant novelty checks at our wedding.
Yeah.
2 giant novelty checks. Any props you have in the context of the like just stuff. You end up bringing a lot of stuff to your wedding. In my mind, I was like, oh, I don't have to, like, I just didn't think of it. You just need to have a plan. You need to have a plan for like how all that stuff that you bring to the venue is going to leave the venue. And like some of that is easy, like flowers. Like the wedding planners will take care of that for you planners. If you don't have wedding planners, you need to figure out how to get those flowers out of there.
We had a big basket of flip-flops for women to change into for dancing, which you should do. It was quite nice to offer, but
Someone has to physically remove that.
yeah, the
from
venue
the
didn't
venue.
just want a big basket of
Flip-flops.
AliExpress flip-flops. Most people are looking at getting to the after party.
And I was drunk.
Looking after things.
I was
as
hammered.
was I.
I was hammered. We were both hammered.
Yeah.
And so-
I convinced the bartender to just give me Scotch neat.
When we paid for it, you didn't have to convince anyone.
I'm just
No.
saying he did a nice thing.
He did do a nice thing, you're right. You need a plan for how all that stuff is gonna leave your wedding, and you need to know what the plan is before you get there, and before you're so hammered. Because
Yeah.
what ended up happening was my bridesmaids. My bridesmaids did it because they're like incredible people.
Yeah,
I
they're
love
wonderful
them. And they're wonderful.
human
And
beings.
they were like, uh-oh. And because I wasn't gonna solve that problem.
And I think I was leading people to the hotel bar for the after party.
And I was like, I just wasn't, so have a plan for how all the stuff you bring to the venue is going to leave the venue.
They don't want it.
They don't want it, and don't assume that someone else is gonna take care of it. Just know. Just know what's gonna happen.
What's a mistake I made?
You didn't make any mistakes.
Yes! Yes! We got that on video! I'm just gonna loop that back whenever she's mad at me.
I want to talk about things that I've learned while being as positive as possible. And so the next thing I'm going to talk about is probably my biggest wedding regret.
Yeah.
But you know exactly what I'm
I
talking
do
about.
know exactly what
And
you're
I want to
talking
be very nuanced and very careful about how I talk about this. I want to give advice without being a jerk. Probably my biggest wedding regret is I would have allocated more of our budget towards a different photographer.
Yeah.
The one piece of wedding advice I give everyone, however much you think you need to spend on your photographer, spend more. Wedding photography is not just a skill, it is a set of skills. It's a set of hard and soft skills. It's not just taking good pictures. It's being able to organize people quickly. It's being able to get shots quickly. It's being able to work with people. It's being able to listen. It's being able to adapt. When you are a wedding photographer, a lot of your job is wrangling people to take photos before the wedding. That means you've got to be organized. You've got to be clear. You've got to be able to direct people. You've got to be able to get stuff done efficiently, because if you don't, you're on the clock. It's like a wedding venue is only open to you for X amount of time. And so the more time you spend not being able to organize people and not being able to get things done, the less time you have for the actual wedding. One issue we just had was I think it was not a good fit in terms of style. We have photos that we like.
Oh, that are beautiful. Stunning
We do have photos that we like. We have a lot of photos that are edited in a way that I would not have chosen. To give you an example of that, if you look at our wedding video and our wedding photos, you would think that weather-wise, they were shot on different days. In the wedding video, the sky is blue.
It was a very clear day.
Very clear day, blue sky, outdoor wedding. In our photos, you would not know that.
Yeah, you would think it was very overcast.
It was overcast.
And rainy
It was our photos are very contrasted.
Which is a choice,
A
but
choice,
I don't know.
And it was not a choice that I agreed with. We had one incident where a cliche wedding photo that people call the ghost dress.
Yes.
And it's when the dress is hung up from something and someone takes a photo of it. And everyone gets a photo of the ghost dress.
Yeah.
So we got married on the 13th floor of a penthouse.
In downtown LA.
In downtown LA. None of the windows had screens. It was a very old building, so you could still open the windows.
You can see where this is going.
Our photographer got the idea to take my dress and hang it directly in front of the open, unscreened window to take the ghost dress photo. And I saw her do that, and I was like, what? Because you are a gust of wind away from this day being ruined.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, I know what I'm doing, trust me. And I was just like, I don't. I don't. I was just like, this is not worth it. I was like, what are you, I truly, in that moment, and it's your wedding day is not the day to have an argument with someone over their artistic choices. That was the moment where I was just like, this was a mistake.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you need to listen, when I tell you to take my extremely expensive wedding dress down out of a window where it could blow out into the street at any moment, please listen to me. I am so stressed right now. Why are you doing this? Just not good judgment, just bad judgment. And I think that's when I say it's hard skills, it's photography, it's editing, it's stuff like that, but it's also soft skills, it's understanding that there's no need for that. Why are we doing this?
The upside is marginal and the downside is catastrophic.
The downside is my dress is in the street. Later on there was an issue where our family photos were taking forever because the photographer just couldn't
wrangle people.
Couldn't wrangle people, just couldn't, and I had to get the base. I had an aunt had to do it.
Yeah.
One of my aunts had to do it
Yes.
finally. It's always worth it to budget more for a wedding photographer who has the hard skills and the soft skills, because taking good photos is not enough.
If you think you found a deal, you probably didn't. One thing that, it sounds so stupid, but it's going to help you out is just do the wedding hashtag, because people are going to want to post the photos, and that way you can find all of them.
Yeah, I regret not really getting on it and getting everyone's photos at the time. I dropped the ball on that. I was tired.
Yeah, we just got married and then we were on our honeymoon.
Yeah, I was tired, but yeah. I regret being so stressed about making my wedding vows really entertaining.
Yeah.
I was writing up until like an hour or two before the wedding.
Yeah, like the bar for entertainment at weddings is pretty low.
Yeah, like a wedding is the easiest crowd you will ever play
it's
to.
Already people who really love you. And, you know, probably like your sense of humor. You're not going to need to try very hard. You're also throwing an incredibly expensive party for these people. They can,
They can watch 20 minutes of you saying that you like someone.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was still writing to the point where my maid of honor was like, how is it coming? I was like, I just don't know if I'm done. And then like I gave it to her and she was like, so you're done.
Yeah.
You've been done for probably a few hours now. I don't know why you're still writing.
Yeah. See, I printed mine off so that I would have to be done.
Yeah, I was so stressed about it. I just didn't want to like, I don't know. I just wanted to do a good job.
You did.
Oh, thank you.
Mwah.
I regret wearing high heels. I think if you don't regularly wear heels and you don't love wearing heels and you're wearing like a floor-length dress, why? Why? No one can see it. Literally no one can see it.
Rock a pair of white New Balances and you'll be fine.
I wore these shoes for, I want to say 30 minutes and they were off. They were like $300 shoes and I spent weeks trying to find them. No one saw, you couldn't see them. No one saw them. I wore them for half an hour. They lived in the trunk of my car for like, I guess 6 years.
Until you guys saw the video.
Not worth it.
You know, I'm also gonna, you know, just for the folks who might be wearing menswear or, you know, something closer to menswear. I understand you're gonna, you're getting like nice patent leather shoes, like dress shoes, you know, they're gonna look really great, and I understand the impulse to not wear them a lot beforehand, but you're gonna wanna break them in just a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Relax the leather a little bit. I didn't. And boy howdy, was that not the choice to make? Because I was just like, yeah, no, I'll just wear these all night and just keep dancing up a storm. And the next day, we had to walk a couple of blocks to get to our brunch. Yeah, and I was just like, oh.
People don't break in their wedding shoes. And I didn't break in my wedding shoes. Mistake. I shouldn't have worn. I wore these wedges. I thought like wedges would be better. No, I should have worn tennis shoes.
It was a gorgeous dress.
Yeah, like from toes to tits, I was covered. Who cares? I would not. See, you're thinking of regrets. You think you'd have no regrets. Oh, you'll find them. I regret being so stressed about making sure that everyone who was supposed to be at the wedding was there on time.
Yeah.
I regret worrying about that. We had an issue at our wedding, and it was a small wedding. There was only 62 people at our wedding.
Yep.
And so every person at our wedding was someone who mattered to you or I or both.
Yeah.
And the count was off. And we did not know who was missing, and we had no way of figuring it out. So we held our wedding for 20 minutes trying to figure it out. And then finally I said, okay, we've got to just do it. Don't do that.
Yeah, just go for it. If they miss it, sucks to suck.
The people who care about you can get to your wedding that they said they would be at 50 minutes after they were supposed to.
Yeah.
If they can't get there, if they can't be less than 50 minutes late, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Don't stress about that.
Don't stress.
I regret stressing about that. I wish I hadn't. I regret not vetting our toasts beforehand.
Yeah.
If you gave a toast at my wedding and you think this is about you, it's not. It's not about you.
Because you're watching this.
Because you're watching this, and two, the person who it's about knows that it's about them already and like doesn't really care. It's not about any women. I'll tell you that. If you aren't sure if someone is going to be their best self at your wedding toast, have someone vet their toast.
Don't just kind of hope people will surprise you.
It is emotionally a very high stakes
You're
event.
going to be incredibly emotionally vulnerable for a long period of time. You're going to be very raw and open to people that you are closer to than anyone else in the world giving you feedback at this moment. If that feedback is not 1000% positive, it might need a revision.
Yeah, this is your wedding. It's not like it's not a mid-year review.
No.
It's not a therapy session. It's a wedding. If you are letting someone give a toast at your wedding who does not understand that, please have someone vet their toast.
Doesn't have to be you.
Does not have to be you.
Should be someone.
Should be someone. Yeah, honestly, that might be my number one regret because
It dealt pretty severe psychic damage.
I mean, I still think about it.
I
and
know.
the thing is, I don't just still think about it. Other people who were at my wedding still talk about it. Like, people still talk about it to me, where they're just like, wow, that was gnarly. And I was like, I know.
It was really, it ended up being a good thing that our flight to our honeymoon was delayed by like an hour. So that we could kind of unpack it.
We basically got off the plane, I cried, and I had a drink, and we sort of unpacked it. The only two things you have to do during a wedding toast is not make it about you and be nice. If you think this is a rare thing, I don't think it is. I think it comes up a lot. Again, no women who gave any speeches at any point during any of our wedding festivities did any, like they all did fantastic. They're all wonderful,
beautiful,
fantastic.
and
Yeah. We are not talking about any women.
No.
It was noticeable. Like it wasn't just like it wasn't just that I had like high standards for it and they weren't met. It was palpably uncomfortable where other people came up to me during the wedding and were like, "Are you okay?"
Start working on songs for the different stuff earlier than the night beforehand.
Or no, 3 days beforehand.
Oh, you're right, it was 3 days beforehand, but it was the day we did have to give the form to the DJ. I think we made some really great selections. I really do. I don't regret a single song choice. I do think we could have gotten that same result with much less stress and being up until like 3 a.m.
We pulled our first dance song like basically out of a hat. We basically were just like, I don't know. We did not.
I mean, it is a song that I'd always loved.
Yeah, it's a great song. I think like if you're making choices about things that are meaningful, make those early. In fact, when they started playing it, I was like, oh, is that our song?
Yeah, yes, it is. It's a great song.
I know it's a good song.
Yeah.
It just was a song.
It's This Must Be the Place, Naive Melody by Talking Heads.
Yeah.
It worked out.
It worked out. I mean, because like here's the thing, not everyone has a song.
It's really not that much of a thing.
Yeah, and not only that, but you don't just pick. For a lot of weddings, you don't just pick one song. You have to pick tons of songs.
You have to pick so many songs. You gotta pick a processional. You gotta pick a recessional. You've gotta pick a cake cutting song. You've gotta pick
songs for when the bride well, it's not just one processional. It's a processional for
the
when,
groom, for the bride,
for the bridesmaids, for the mothers, for the dad, for
Yeah.
it's like everyone. It's crazy.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. You're basically putting together your own jukebox musical that will only have one performance.
Yeah, most DJs will allow you to specify do not play songs. Use that.
Don't say yes to someone who's picked a dance song that contains like overt references to someone's like death by suicide that you then have to edit out so that like they're not playing in the middle of the song. You can just veto the song.
Yeah,
Just veto the song. Just say no. I don't want to have to edit out that part of the song so we can dance to it. Maybe we should just pick a different song. There are lots of songs. I don't know if you know this. There are like, I don't know, hundreds of songs.
Literally hundreds.
Literally hundreds of songs. I regret not eating more at the wedding. A lot of people use mealtime as the time to go around all the tables and say hi to everyone. Don't do that. Don't do that. Eat. Whenever there's a time to eat.
Yeah.
I regret not eating because I got so drunk so fast because I hadn't eaten like, I don't know.
At all.
I wasn't eating because I was
You
just
hadn't
like.
eaten since you'd gotten Jimmy John's whilst getting ready.
I know. I was. I had Jimmy John's for lunch and then I just like didn't eat because I was like hosting and da-da-da-da. Just eat. Put something in your mouth. Make someone be in charge of putting something in your mouth.
Yeah.
I have actually one more regret. This is not a universal thing. This is just for me and this is just like, so if it doesn't apply to you, it doesn't apply to you. I regret being so stressed about who was in the family photos. It doesn't matter. You're not gonna look at these photos. So there was one person in particular where I was like, I don't want this person to be in our family photos. They are not even technically part of the family, and they are a problem.
Yeah.
So, and I remember being like, really stressed about that, and I remember being like really stressed about like, am I gonna look at these photos forever and be like, why is this person in them? Good news, I don't look at them. I don't care. If it's something where like you're very clear like this person should not be in photos, enforce those boundaries. But if it's something where you're like genuinely like, I don't want, it's annoying, but like, just take an additional photo without them in it.
Just do 2. It's digital. It's basically free.
If letting someone be in a photo means that you get more peace on that day, protect your peace. Don't protect a photo that you may not look at for years or even care about or know where it is, or, because your piece is the thing on that day you can't get back. It's like, whatever. Those were all the things honestly, everything else I loved.
Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't make the list.
I loved our cake. I loved I loved my dress. I loved our venue. I loved our
I'm really
theme.
glad that you made me get my hair done.
I have one more regret. I regret not doing a hair trial for you.
Oh, sure.
Because I think we were just like, oh, we'll just do it on the day. We should have done like a hair trial for you.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
So you would have been more comfortable. It doesn't really matter.
I mean, it doesn't really apply
yeah.
because there were a lot of other things going on with my discomfort, but
Yeah.
worth doing for, if there are any masculine people involved in your wedding. Have someone do their hair and have someone do their hair beforehand so you can decide on a look.
I liked my hair, I liked my makeup. I think I liked my
Love the
colors.
dress.
I love my flowers. I really,
Love the rings.
yeah. The important stuff is like having fun with people you love and like making memories and like, making sure you have like a nice day by protecting your peace. That's our wedding regrets video.
Chime in with, any wedding regrets, any things that you are particularly proud of with your wedding. We'd love to hear them.
Yeah.
And congratulations.
Sorry we have the same glasses.
It's fine.
They're so cute, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have such good taste in cute things.
Well, it shows you.
Oh. All right, we're done here.